Alright, hey guys, hope you're doing well today. So, I just finished my Kambo ceremony, my first Kambo ceremony ever. And for those of you who don't know what Kambo is a frog poison from an Amazonian frog. So, it's a very bright green frog that lives in the Amazona. And its skin there is venom on the skin, so they scrape off the venom. And then in the Kambo ceremony, they actually, I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know. Yeah, so they burn like holes in your skin, and then they put the venom on top of these holes, so it basically enters your bloodstream through the holes they burn on your skin. And it's supposed to be a spiritual cleansing technique. It's an ancient medicine that a lot of tribes living in the Amazonas used to use for cleansing purposes. And so in this video I will share a little bit about my experiences with the Kambo. I must say that last night I was very anxious. I couldn't really sleep because I knew that in the morning we would do the Kambo. They also suggested us to fast before we would do it. So I had my last meal at 4 p.m. and then I didn't eat until before the Kambo ceremony. I still haven't eaten because I don't really want to eat right now. And so I was very anxious when I went to bed, and then when I woke up this morning I was also very anxious. But then okay, you go into the room and you prepare yourself to receive the medicine, and the facilitators are actually really nice people. They're from Ireland, I think, and they're really making you feel comfortable. They show respect, so it was a nice space. I felt comfortable in the space. And then the ceremony starts, so they ask about your intention, then you can think about your intention, and then they burn the holes in your skin, and he put the medicine on top of these wounds, basically. That's what it is. And then the first thing that I noticed is that my heart started racing like crazy. Like it was pumping 100 miles an hour, like so forcefully. It was really, really forcefully pumping, and I could even feel that my chest was like moving, like I was leaning against the wall and my chest was moving because my heart was pumping like so forcefully. Very interesting. And that it's like, when you're in fear or anxious, your heart, it can have the same physiological sensation. So it's like I had to stay aware that I didn't confuse it with fear. It was like, okay, I'm just paying attention to my heart racing, pumping, and that's what it's gonna be, right? And so after a while, it starts to kind of like spread. So I started to feel very uncomfortable in my body. It was just, I don't know, like a lot of dizziness almost, and I was leaning against the wall and I was like, wow, I feel so uncomfortable right now. And then after that, it takes like 5 to 10 minutes or something. I was sitting there, and so you're supposed to purge, to like puke, because I forgot to say this, but this was wet Kambo. So before we start, we drink 1.5 liters of water, and that was like so difficult, like drinking 1.5 liters of water all at once, chugging down. Your stomach feels like already you're like about to puke. It's to put something in your stomach that can go out, that you can purge out when you start puking. Okay, so after that, I was leaning against the wall, and then all of a sudden I feel this rush to my head, and I start to feel like super dizzy, and my hearing changes, so everything started to sound like super far away, like very strange sounds. And I started to have some visuals when I closed my eyes, like geometrical patterns moving, and my head started pulsing, and it was so like, what am I doing? This is so bad for me, it's so unhealthy. All these thoughts came up, right? And then I decided to, okay, my body knows what to do. I trust and surrender. I trust my body to do what it's supposed to do with this venom inside me, right? And then the head rush became like super cold. My head became super cold, and then I started to feel something bubbling up in my stomach. I could feel like the nausea and the discomfort and the pressure in my stomach, but nothing was happening yet. And I was like damn, I feel like perhaps I will not purge, perhaps nothing will come out. And then the guy, the facilitator, asked me he suggested me to take another dot. So I did three in the beginning, and then he put a fourth one. And I told him, okay, if now nothing comes, I won't do a fifth one. And it was like, okay, because since you're a big guy, like I am quite heavy, so you usually need a little bit more medicine. So I was like, okay, you can give me a fourth one. And then again, I leaned against the wall. I was like feeling again this rush, this discomfort in my stomach. Was like, oh man, this is so uncomfortable. Wow. But then, you just surrender to the experience, and it's like really like, let go, surrender, trust your body to do what it's supposed to do. And then the rush became a little bit less, and so he was playing music while I was going through this process, and I was really thinking like, oh man, I'm not gonna puke, but I feel like I have to, right? And like I don't want to stay stuck with this feeling in my stomach, like that is just terrible. But I also don't want to take a fifth dot because it's just the physical discomfort is so bad. So I was just sitting there like, oh, what's going to happen? And then I was like, okay, let me lean forward again to see if I can start puking. Nothing happened. I went back to sit down. I felt super dizzy, and then I could hear, because there was another person with me in the room doing the same ceremony with another facilitating. So it's a couple that facilitates, and so I heard them talk from a distance, like so dizzy in a way, like all these patterns in the back of my eyes. I mean, when I closed my eyes, I could see these patterns, and my head was like flushing, warm and then cold, and then like some pressure, tingling everywhere, very strange sensation. And then I was sitting, and I started yawning, like so much, like I was yawning like 20 times in a row or something. And apparently this is also a form of purging. And then like a few more minutes, and all of a sudden I'm like, I feel so sick right now. And then all of a sudden I go to my bucket and I just start puking. So I puke like one big stream, just first one, and then wait a little bit, second one, third one, fourth one. So I puked like 4 times, and it was like as if it was balancing with the 4 dots that I had. And then after that, like I was so happy that I was able to release this pressure in my stomach. This just the water you puke basically, right? And some kind of, I don't know, remnants in the bottom of your stomach. I don't know, because I was fasting, so there was no food in my stomach. But after that, I was like, thank God I was able to puke. Yeah, I didn't see this coming whatsoever. It was like this, I was just sitting there feeling so nauseous in my head, and all of a sudden I feel so sick. What? And then everything came. So after that, we share a little bit about how we feel. He's like, are you okay? Like, yes, it's fine. Then we just sit there in this, afterglow of the ceremony, kind of. And then he asked me to take the bucket and to pour it somewhere in nature, and to kind of make a little ceremony for myself, to like say goodbye and to give back this purge to the earth in a way, to like release it fully and to let it be absorbed by the earth. And so I did that. I took my bucket and then I poured it onto the earth, and then that was kind of like the ceremony. I kind of realized that Kambo is really not my medicine. Some people are really excited about it and they feel like it really helps them. I feel like it's really not my medicine. I associate it more with a way to kind of torture your body, and that is what I've been doing for so many years. Like, I've been abusing my body physically, mentally, and this is just another way to kind of, torture yourself almost. That is how I feel. So I really didn't experience it as a cleansing or as a detox. I way more experienced it as, okay, this is just putting your body through a very, very uncomfortable process. And after that, I felt like this is really not something that I want to do again. And I feel within myself it's not my medicine. So I will not try Kambo again anytime. Like, perhaps, maybe if it presents itself to me in a state of my life where I feel like I need it, I can do it again. But for now I feel like no, this is really like it's not even worth it for me in a way. Like I can't say that because it was an experience, a unique experience that I've never had. So I don't know the implications of this experience like in the future. You know, I cannot predict what the results of this experience are gonna be in the grand scheme of my life. So I can't make that statement, but I definitely feel like this is not something that I want to do again. But other people who did it here, they were like, yeah, I feel like I would love to do it again. It was very healing for me, a lot of detoxification, a lot of purging, and it was very good. So, you know, different experiences, different people, different backgrounds. So I respect that a lot. And I think that Kambo can be a very powerful ancient medicine that can potentially help people to get rid of a certain, I don't know, things within their body, cleansing, all these things. But for me, it's like, nah, it's just a way to put my body through discomfort, and I've done that for so many years, so it's really not worth it for me. So that is kind of like my Kambo experience. Tonight we'll have an ayahuasca ceremony, which is going to be probably a lot different than this one. So am I happy that I did the Kambo? I think I am, but I wouldn't have regretted it not doing it, I think. But then again, I cannot know, and I will never know. So I hope that this was informative. I hope that you enjoyed my quick sharing of my frog poison experience. I want to thank you so much for your attention. I'm wishing you all the best. I feel super grateful that you're here. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.